Marina Victoria Alexandra Ogilvy, born on July 31, 1966, comes from a distinguished royal lineage. She is the daughter of Sir Angus Ogilvy, and she has an older brother named James Ogilvy. Notably, her mother was a first cousin to the late Queen Elizabeth, and her grandparents were Princess Marina of Greece and Denmark and Prince George, the previous Duke of Kent. Additionally, King Charles is her godfather. However, despite her aristocratic heritage, Marina didn't always follow the path typically expected from someone with such a prestigious background. The wild child. Marina was often labeled the black sheep of the Windsor family because of her non-traditional behavior. Her first major rebellious move was appearing on the cover of Skin 2, a fetish-themed magazine. In the photo, the goddaughter of the king wore a rubber jumpsuit, surrounded by corgis, and even donned a crown to highlight her royal ties. This bold appearance shocked many, leaving people stunned and speechless. Baby out of wedlock. The controversy surrounding Marina only intensified. At one point, she was 26th in the line of succession to the throne. At the age of 23, Marina announced that she was pregnant and unmarried. The child's father was Paul Mowat, a freelance photographer. This marked the first time in over a century that a royal baby would be born out of wedlock. The announcement met with widespread disapproval, and some of her close acquaintances held Paul responsible. One friend commented in 2003 that everything started to unravel after Marina met him, comparing their relationship to a slow-motion car crash. Parental confrontation. Princess Alexandra and Sir Angus Ogilvy were deeply unhappy with their daughter's choices. Marina chose to reveal her situation during an interview with Today in 1989. She claimed her parents pressured her to either marry her boyfriend right away or get an abortion. She recounted a heated exchange with them, quoting her mother as saying, "You have two choices. Either have an abortion immediately or we'll arrange a wedding this week with a special license." But Marina was firm in her stance. She didn't want to marry Paul until after their baby was born. When she rejected both options, her parents reportedly cut her off financially, removing her access to a trust fund and her regular allowance. Marina recalled telling her father, "I'm your daughter. What comes first? Queen and country or your daughter?" His response was, "Queen and country." Marina wrote a letter to Queen Elizabeth, addressing her as Dear Cousin Lilibet, hoping the Queen's guidance could help her parents see reason. In a BBC interview, she made a heartfelt plea to her mother, asking, "I want you to really stand by me and love me as a mother. We believe we're doing what's right. It's what we want." Paul, holding her hand, added, "I don't think Marina should be forced into a shotgun wedding." However, her parents countered Marina's version of events by issuing a statement denying that they had stopped her financial support. They also affirmed their love for her and said she was always welcome at home. Despite their efforts to clarify the situation, the public airing of family matters brought embarrassment to the royal household. Amidst all the chaos, Marina reportedly had a falling out with her godfather, then Prince Charles, and the two didn't speak for many years. The black wedding dress. Eventually, Marina and Paul got married in February 1990 at St. Margaret's Church, Westminster, just a few months before their daughter was born. This seemed to indicate that Alexandra and Angus's wishes were ultimately fulfilled. However, the wedding did not follow royal tradition. Instead of a classic white gown, Marina wore a striking black dress, paired with a red velvet bolero jacket trimmed in gold, and a black hat. Her parents and brother James were present at the ceremony, but notable absentees included Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles. However, the Queen did give her official consent for the marriage, as required under the Royal Marriages Act of 1772, before departing for an official trip to New Zealand. Their first child, Zanuska Mowat, was born in May 1990. 3 years later, they had a son named Christian. Marina and Paul remained married until 1997, when they divorced. Their relationship was far from idyllic. According to a friend of Marina's, the marriage was marred by conflict, including occasional physical altercations. On one occasion, police had to intervene and asked Paul to leave their home. Money problems. Even into the 2000s, Marina continued to draw media interest. In 2003, the Times reported that she was applying for income support and child benefits. This sparked public attention, especially given that her parents were said to be worth £40 million. Further complicating the image for the royal family was the fact that Marina was living in a cottage situated within the grounds of Windsor Great Park, the same area where Meghan and Harry would later reside. Despite her royal surroundings, reports confirmed that Marina was indeed paying rent for her home. This situation created an awkward public relations challenge for the family. The royal redemption. Marina, who has a deep love for playing the piano, eventually pursued a career in music. She began working as a composer, creating jingles for advertisements and scores for films, as noted by the Daily Mail. Today, Marina continues to work as a musician and teacher. Now 57, she has led a much quieter life. She mended her relationship with her mother, especially after the death of her father in 2004. It's also said she reconciled with King Charles. Her wardrobe has shifted drastically, from latex outfits to more functional attire. At a garden party in Windsor, onlookers were surprised to see Marina wearing motorcycle leathers. She told friends that she volunteers as a dispatch rider, delivering emergency NHS blood supplies, and is often on call. She also took part in abseiling to raise money for the British Red Cross. Marina's story of personal redemption seems to have reached its conclusion. Additionally, both of Marina's children, Zanuska and Christian, have chosen to live quiet lives away from the spotlight. They've each pursued their own careers and intentionally stayed out of the public eye. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Modest Narratives for more content about the royal family. Don't forget to check the end screen for more videos featuring Princess Alexandra and the Kent family.